Colombia still has a difficult present, but it's nothing about safety is the difficult part. The difficult part is that Pablo Escobar created a huge business, huge. And his business was to convert farmers from growing whatever crops they grow into the coca plant. And the coca plant is used in South America a lot. The indigenous and the locals will chew on the leaves because it's very good. It's a stimulant, but you need like 100 pounds of leaves to do anything as far as like the drug.
Yeah.
So they just chew on it, and it's like coffee for them.
Okay.
That's what they do. It's their tobacco.
Yeah.
And it had no value forever until Pablo Escobar and his groups gave it value.
Yeah.
And so that is still a problem.
Welcome to the Truly Expat Travel Podcast. I'm your host, Paula, and this is Season 2. On Season 1, I talked to expats about their favourite holiday destination. On Season 2, I'll be doing things very differently. I'll be chatting to expats about where they currently live, why they chose that destination, all those secret hidden gems that only locals know, like favourite restaurants, best neighbourhoods, things that tourists don't. Welcome to the Truly Expat Travel Podcast. I'm your host, Paula, and today my guest is Neil, and he has an amazing story and he has an amazing destination to talk about. So let's get started. Well, it's morning here. Morning, Neil. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
So let's hear a little bit about your story. How did you get to where you are right now?
Oh, well, that's a complicated story, but I'll give you the 30,000 foot view.
Okay.
So I was trained by the U.S. system to be a very good employee, and I was a good student, and I went all down all that path and the wife and the family and all that. And by 35, I realized this is exactly the wrong path. And how did I get stuck?
Yeah.
And I was in a bad situation because everything prior to that seemed right. And I don't know if anybody else has had this problem before, but it's like this realization that, oh my God, what have I've been doing my entire life? And so that was a bit of a struggle. I mean, I did go through some depression and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing like very serious or anything,
Yeah.
but sadness. And I realized I needed to change. I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to be like this Fortune 500 executive guy. And then after I was that for 15 years, I'm like, oh my God, this is not what I can do. And so I did the hard work of changing and became a whole different person to become an entrepreneur. I did that for a while and then realized, oh, I have all these other skills. I can now really grow the business. And I scaled it like 12x. I had 300 employees and all kinds of things. And then I went for school for engineering. So I have this very logical mind. And what I wanted to do was, with that mind, was to say, okay, how do I make this business? Because I read Robert Kiyosaki and all the others. How do I make this, as I'm an investor in this business, that it doesn't rely on me and I don't have to do all the work? And so now I created systems to start replacing me. And I used travel as the way to test it. And what I mean by that is this: I had a system in place, but I would show up every day at the job. And you can't test the system if you're there every day, because you do like exceptions. You make exceptions to the rule and you don't let the rules stick, and the exceptions kill the whole system. So I booked a trip to go backpacking in a group. My girlfriend at the time, who became my wife, to be in South America, to go through Chile, Bolivia, and Peru for 6 weeks on this adventure trip. And when I did it, was 09, 08, and the cell phones weren't something you could use. So I had to make sure that everything ran when I was away. And that was the test. And the test got longer and longer until in 2018, I decided to be a nomad. And then I gave up everything in the United States and just traveled until COVID. And then I had to settle back in, and I still travel a lot, but I stopped nomading.
Okay. And so where are you today? Where are you now? Where do you live? And where are we talking about?
Oh, so today I'm in Mexico City. I
Yep.
have an apartment. I have an apartment in Mexico City. If you know the area, it's called Condesa. There's a lot of expats, a lot of young people, a lot of digital nomads are here. Very, very, very international. Very
Okay.
international. But we're going to talk about my other favorite place
Yep.
is Medellin, Colombia.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited because it's a place. Colombia's always been on my bucket list, but I've always been scared to go. So you're going to break all those myths for me, and we're going to start talking about Colombia. And you're going to. So tell me, it has got a
Yes.
complicated past, right?
Yes. Yes.
We've all watched and we all know all about Pablo Escobar. So tell me, is it safe there? Does it still have that reputation? Has it changed? Yeah, I've got so many
So,
questions.
yeah. So Colombia still has a difficult present, but it's nothing about safety is the difficult part.
Mm-hmm.
The difficult part is that Pablo Escobar created a huge business,
Mm.
huge. And his business was to convert farmers from growing whatever crops they grow into the coca plant. And the
Mm.
coca plant is used in South America a lot. The indigenous and the locals will chew on the leaves because it's very good. It's a stimulant, but you need like 100 pounds of leaves to do anything as far as like the drug.
Yeah.
So they just chew on it, and it's like coffee for them.
Okay.
That's what they do. It's their tobacco.
Yeah.
And it had no value forever until Pablo Escobar and his groups gave it value.
Yeah.
And so that is still a problem
Mm-hmm.
because the farmers were making very good money and now they don't.
Mm.
And the US government is on them all the time
Yeah.
to, cut down on the drugs and all this stuff. But it's the farmers who are like, probably the same thing happens in Afghanistan. They farm poppies. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing when you think about just a farmer, not the whole global problem.
Yeah.
So from a local perspective, the farmers have a problem.
Yeah.
Now, what's even more funny is as soon as they killed Pablo Escobar,
Yeah.
the drug trade moved from Colombia to Mexico, because
Yeah.
Mexico was bringing it into the United States. You can watch it on Netflix, all those narco shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting how it happens. I won't go into that. But
Yeah.
all of the drug trade in Colombia is actually now in Mexico, and I'm in Mexico, and I don't see the drug trade here either.
Yeah.
There's drugs everywhere in the world,
Mm.
but the safety wise, I
Yeah.
want to give you two things. So
Yeah.
men and women being alone feel different levels of safety
Yeah.
in different countries. So I can only speak from a man's perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. And you and I, Paul, have talked about many countries and things like that. I've been to about 70. Some of them are on the most dangerous list and all that
Oh
stuff.
wow.
And I've never in my entire travels felt unsafe, except when I was somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
I was downtown in Medellin, actually. I was downtown in Medellin. I was walking from our apartment to downtown with my son.
Yep.
Lovely little walk. And I'm like, let's not go back the same way. Let's walk home a different way. So I went 2 blocks over and we're going to walk up a different street. 50 meters in, and I was like, we don't belong here. I said, we're
Mm.
going to go walk back the same way. But that was a neighborhood problem. And every city has a neighborhood problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we're talking to travelers, not tourists here, if you're a
Mm.
traveler, you leave your jewelry at home, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you don't bring the $10,000 purse.
Yeah.
You don't have the $20,000 tennis bracelet.
Yeah.
These people, some of them only earn a couple of $1,000s a year.
Mm.
So if you have 5 years of income on your body
Mm.
and you're alone,
Yeah.
you're a target. You're a
Mm.
target for honest people, actually.
Yeah.
Because the honest people will look at you and they've never stolen anything in their life, but they'll say, oh my God, I can have 5 years of income if
Mm.
I just take this stuff. That's the thing that goes through their heads. So don't give them the chance, number one. And you will have no problem at all. Now, let me give you the numbers just quickly. All right. So here's the numbers. Do you fear falling or an accident or dying in your current situation this year? What is the level of fear that you have for that? If you would say it's intense, then that's a big deal. If you'd say, no, I don't have any fear that I'm going to fall in the shower and die, that I'm going to get in a car accident and die, that I'm whatever. If you have no fear, okay, let me put it into perspective now. 55 people out of 1,000 die in an accident each year, everywhere. Okay? If you're going to die in another country, look up their murder rate. In Denver, Colorado, the murder rate is around 13 or 14. So it's about 1 out of 4, like 4 times the people die in an accident that die in homicide. Okay, that's in Denver. Guess who has the same murder rate as Denver?
Where you are
Medellin.
now. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Medellin.
Yeah.
Medellin, Colombia has the same murder rate as Denver. Are you afraid to go to Denver? If you're not afraid to go to Denver, don't be afraid to go to Medellin. If you're and so Mexico City also has the same murder rate as Denver and Medellin. You should really be afraid of going in the shower, though. Honestly, I want you to be afraid. Seriously, be afraid. You're 4 times more likely to die in the shower than you are in Medellin.
It's very interesting, right? I think that as a solo traveler, I just take precautions, right? I don't really go out at night if it's not a lit up place, and I just make sure that I haven't got my headphones on when I'm traveling on my own in public transport. There's a whole heap of things that if you take, it's just being street smart, right?
Yes. It's really simple. If you have nothing, most of it is about stealing. Okay. It's about taking what you have because you're an easy target. And most of the people who pickpocket or things, they're not dishonest people. They just see an opportunity. And I mean, there's bad people everywhere and there's good people everywhere. And just stay away from the bad people. That's really simple to know where the neighborhoods are. There are neighborhoods you don't go. And when you walk down the street and you look around, you're like, this is not my neighborhood. Just turn around. You'll be fine.
Do you, would you suggest getting a tour guide if you're traveling on your own?
In Medellin, no.
Yeah. No.
I mean, where I like tours, excuse me, is in places that I have no concept of. So I did a tour in Ethiopia. Because it's 3 days in a Land Cruiser to get to the Omo Valley where supposedly life started, and there's still indigenous tribes and you can see amazing things. But I'm not pulling up to an indigenous tribe in my Hyundai after driving 3 days through the dirt. That's just not happening. There's no hotels there. So those are the ways I do trips. I also do tours in India. When I do like hiking, multi-day hikes, I do tours, but city tours, no. I mean, like a daily city tour. Like there's a lot of cities that have the free tour. Right?
But not necessarily for safety reasons.
Not at all. Not at all. So there's so many, many, many people around the world that are in Medellin. There's so many co-working spaces. There's so many young people. And there's so many police because that is Colombia has just a few things. They've got coffee and they've got tourism. They got some oil too. But they don't really have much in the way of making money besides the drug trade, and that doesn't go through the government's coffers.
So tourism is on their radar, so they want to be good. They want to be nice to you. They want to be good to you. So what are some of the neighborhoods you can think of that you might suggest that a traveler come to?
Absolutely. So in Medellin, there's this area called Poblado, which is the main touristic type area, but it's also where all the expats and all of the digital nomads are.
Mhm.
And if you have a chance to look up photos of Medellin, to give you an idea, it's sort of like a bowl. It's like this big bowl. And
Yeah.
and the center is where the local airport is, and then there's mountains all around it, and
Yeah.
there's high rises that go all the way up the mountain. And in Medellin, in the last, I don't know, decade or so, they've planted over 1 million trees. So wherever you look, it's green. There's high rises and is trees everywhere. So you're in like this rainforest. It's and the weather, it's called the city of eternal spring. That's its nickname. And here's the biggest reason to go.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this is. They have no mosquitoes. Ever.
Oh, I'm there. I'm
Ever.
there.
Ever.
That's so
I mean,
good.
no mosquitoes. I was like, there's rain all the time. We're in the jungle. Why are there no mosquitoes? There's no mosquitoes. Yeah.
And you said it's an eternal spring. So what is the best month then, do you think, to travel, if that's the case? Anytime?
Yeah, it's pretty much an anytime thing. And what's really interesting about Medellin is, depending upon the weather you like, it depends on how high up the mountain you should be. So if you want it warmer, stay in the valley. Yeah. If you like it cool and crisp at night, stay near the top. The view is amazing at the top too. It's amazing, amazing.
And can you hike? Well, is it a hiking place then?
Yes, it is. It is, but not like multi-day hikes. There are some, but no, it's more like a city. It's just a city. People live. The shopping is tremendous. And as a world traveler, you know that everywhere you shop in every country seems to have the same stores. I don't know why. There's very few that are different. It's all like the international brands. There's a Zara everywhere, right? In Colombia, almost everything is made in Colombia, and they have very few things that are made outside. So you're going to see all kinds of things that you can't buy anywhere else. It's kind of cool. The malls are fantastic. I mean, there's hundreds of stores inside. They're giant. The gyms are fantastic. The food is great. Colombian food in general is marginal, but it's very international.
Yeah. So what kind of, I don't think I've ever had Colombian food. It's funny that you say, yesterday in Singapore, I walked past a restaurant that was a Colombian restaurant, and I was like, actually, I don't know what kind of food that is. So what are the type of foods that you would try, and what is your favorite?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, before we get back to the episode, I want to tell you about something I'm genuinely so excited about. I'm leading a women's only group to Taiwan this year, and I have just 2 spots left. It's called Taiwan Unbound, Temples, Peaks and Island Wonders, and it's exactly what it sounds like. 10 days, just us women, exploring one of Asia's most underrated destinations. And this one's a little personal for me. Taiwan was the first place I ever lived in Asia. It holds a very special place in my heart. And I'll be celebrating a birthday while I'm there, so you know this trip is going to be something worth making. We're talking 4 nights in Taipei, visiting the iconic Taipei 101, wandering through a historic old gold rush town, and releasing sky lanterns at a traditional lantern village. Then we head down south, a cruise on Sun Moon Lake, the vibrant port city of Kaohsiung, a Love River sunset cruise, and the wild, dramatic East Coast. Daily breakfasts, daily breakfasts and airport transfers are included. It's all mapped out, and so you just have to show up and enjoy the trip. This trip is designed for women over 50 who are done waiting for the right time to travel. The time is right now. Taiwan is extraordinary. The group will be incredible, and I'll be there right with you celebrating. But 2 spots only, and the deposit deadline is the end of July. So if this is your calling, don't sit on it. The link is in the show notes. Go have a look, and if you have any questions, reach out. You know where to find me. Okay, back to the show.
Yeah, so they have this thing called chicharron, which is pork. It's like they cut this piece off the skin and underneath. It's sort of like pork belly. It's sort of like pork belly. I don't know if you know pork belly.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So, but they deep, I don't usually do fried foods, but they deep fry this food and it's unbelievable. And there's a lot of places that have chicharron in Central and South America, but Colombia does it the best. They also have a bunch of other fish dishes and things like that, but it's really not a foodie place.
Okay.
It's not a foodie place. The international food scene is very good. The typical things are, it's a poor country, so the typical things are pretty marginal and a lot of them are fried, but the food scene is very good in Medellin.
That's good to know. And is it a tipping culture then?
Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of. So they will ask you, do you want to include a tip on your check? And they will only add 10%. So it's either 0 or 10%. There's no middle ground.
Oh, wow.
If you use a credit card.
Yeah.
If you want to tip them more, that's great. They don't expect a tip, but I always do the 10%.
Yeah. And I guess it's an affordable city to visit.
I was just checking that before we got on air. And the first thing I did was, I was like, okay, let me check New York City versus this.
Yeah.
And to have the same life in New York City that you would have in Medellin,
Yeah.
it would cost you $12,000 a month in New York City.
Yeah.
And it would cost you $3,600, and this is US.
Wow.
$3,600 in Medellin. So it's 30%, 70% less than New York City.
Okay.
Now you can take your city down from New York from there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Unless you live maybe in Monaco. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you live if you're in Singapore, it's kind of expensive.
Yeah. But yeah, I understand. Like, I mean, I think it's one of those places that is starting to become quite popular to come visit now. People are trying to look at affordable vacations because the world's gone crazy. I mean, accommodation in the US at the moment that I found when I was there last month was crazy. Like, it was so expensive. It doesn't matter where I was. It was so expensive. But, yeah. Maybe I'm comparing it to Asia or Southeast Asia where,
Oh, yeah. Well, what's really happening now, and I know it's a different turn than the conversation we're talking about, is currencies. Currencies have been all over the place. Colombian currency versus the US dollar, its peak about 2 or 3 years ago was 5,000 to 1.
Okay.
And so everything was super cheap. Now it's 3,200 to 1. So the US dollar has dropped like almost 30%.
Wow.
More than 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah. 40% versus the Colombian peso. So if you had all your US dollars and a year and a half, 2 years ago, put them in Colombian pesos, and now today you move them back to US dollars, without like getting any interest, you'd have 40% more money.
Yeah. And is it a place where you could use a card, or do you have to have currency? Like, do you have to have cash?
It's credit cards everywhere. Credit cards everywhere. Yeah.
But should you have some cash on you?
I typically do, because one of the best things about Colombia, first of all, is its affordability. But second is, if you looked at the people of Colombia, both men and women, they tend to be beautiful, stunningly beautiful. Okay. So they have this mix of European, indigenous, African, and local. And the beauty is amazing. So the whole country is into beauty. What that means is, if you want your nails done, it's super cheap. If you want your hair done, it's super cheap. And they have all these treatments that, if you've ever seen like a real Colombian woman's hair, it's all black. Most of them are all black, but it shines brilliantly, and every hair is straight. They have unbelievable skills with that kind of stuff. They also have unbelievable skills with anything to do with cosmetic surgery or dentistry or things like that. And at a price that's probably 50% or less than what you would find in other countries.
Yeah. That's interesting. And so, I mean, I've lost my train of thought.
That's what you need cash for. You need cash to pay the girls for the nails, and they come to your house. They'll come to your house and do the nails right there. I've got this great balcony in my apartment,
Yeah.
and and I get my nails done in the apartment, and I get a massage, and I think the whole thing is like $30 or $40, and
Oh,
you can do it
wow.
every day, every single day.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
sold me. You've sold me because it's so expensive here in Singapore, like so expensive. And to get from the airport to the city, is it
Yes.
two things? Is it far, and is it better for public transport, or do you need to get a car?
Yeah. So definitely get either a taxi or some kind of Uber type thing.
Okay.
Uber is kind of tricky at the airport because the police don't like that
Yeah.
they're picking up with Uber. That happens in a lot of countries,
Mm.
but it's doable. I order an Uber every single time.
Yeah.
Don't get the bus. It's
Okay.
not, it might save you a little bit. I want to say it's maybe 30 or 40 US to
Yeah.
get to the center city.
Yeah. It's not
And
much.
if you come at night, this is the best time to come
Mm.
because all the lights, you come out of this tunnel from the airport and you're on the top of the bowl
Mm.
and it's just lights everywhere.
Ah.
And it's the most beautiful scene. And so if you could ever come and the first thing you could see is out of your taxi, coming out of that tunnel into the city is one of the most beautiful scenes in the entire world.
Okay. Because I tend to not come at night just because of safety reasons, but you're suggesting definitely come at night.
Well, you can always take a car up there and drive around
Okay.
because it's really fun to see. But every time I go from Mexico City to Medellin, the times are really weird. Like a 5 a.m. flight or an 11
Yeah.
p.m. flight. It's like strange kind of times. Bogota is much easier because that's the capital city.
Yeah.
Medellin's a little more complicated because it's not.
Mm-hmm. And there's plenty to do there. Like if you had a friend coming in and you were taking them around for, say, 3 days, is there plenty to do? What would you do? What, besides shopping, what would you do?
Yeah. Well, so art-wise, there's an artist who passed recently, a couple of years ago. His name is Butero. I don't know if you know Butero. He makes those fat people. I don't know if you've ever seen his work. His work sells for tens of millions of dollars,
Oh, wow.
kind of stuff. So he's the most famous artist. He was born in Medellin. They have a big museum for him,
Mm-hmm.
and that's worth seeing. There's another place called Comuna 13, which
Yeah.
is Community 13. And that community was the most dangerous place in Medellin during the drug era. And the government made a deal with the locals to turn it into a tourist attraction. And now the locals, yes, it's amazing. It's amazing to see. And when you go there, you'll see why it was so difficult to take away from the narcos. It's like a fortress. It's
Okay.
impossible to get into. But they made escalators going up the hill. It's outside escalators. There's all these little shops and food and people dancing and singing and doing everything to try and get money from the tourists. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I mean, it's kind of tacky, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And what's really beautiful about it is that they helped the people who were caught in the crossfire have a life.
Nice.
And that's what I really care about. If you go on a Sunday, they shut down many of the streets and it's for exercise only. It's walking and walking for kilometers, running, dogs, people. And again, they're unbelievably beautiful. It's like, is everybody a model here? I feel so terrible. You know, they're walking around in bikinis and their shirts off for the guys. And I'm like, who are these people? You know, but it's fun to watch. Yeah. And it's a really nice walk. Okay. Let's see what else. There's places outside the city to go see, mountains, coffee, plantations, those kind of things. There's something that's a couple hours away that's lake with a huge mountain rock next to it. That's not my thing, but a lot of people go to that.
Yeah.
3 days, you'll just scratch the surface.
Yeah.
What you'll find about Medellin is if you find the right place to stay, it's the most peaceful. It's the most beautiful. It's the most relaxing. I sleep outside on the balcony.
Oh, wow.
I do. I do. I don't sleep outside anywhere. I haven't done that since I was a kid. But I have this bed. It's like a bed for a pool kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the weather is so nice and it's not loud and no mosquitoes. So you can sleep under the stars. It's really different. Really different.
Wow. I feel like you've convinced me that it must be on my bucket list for next year or the year after.
Yeah. So if you're going to Colombia, I recommend starting in Bogota.
Yeah.
Go to Bogota, do all the cultural stuff. Do all the Colombian cultural things, beautiful. And the restaurants are world class. There's the best female chef in the world in Bogota. Her name is Leo. Yes.
Okay.
Amazing food, all from Colombia. Really interesting things. And it's not that expensive. I mean, it's one of those where the guy comes with the towel and tells you all about the food and you get 7 courses and you have no choices. And
amazing.
Like that would be, I don't know, $1,000 someplace. It's like 100 in Bogota.
Yeah.
And so those are the kind of things. There's museums there. There's shows. There's a lot of cultural things there. Then come to Medellin and experience the beauty there.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming on today. Can you just let everyone know how to contact you? I'll put it all in the show notes, but if someone wants to contact you, how would they get in touch?
Yeah. So I wrote this book called The 1% Doer, and you can just put that .com and you'll get our website and it has my contact information. You can reach me that way. I'm also in social media under the same names and things like that. We can talk about travel. We can talk about how to nomad or, what expat life is about or how to take that first step or any of those kind of things or fear.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked a lot about that before we got on. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Neil. I know
thank you, Paula.
I'm really excited to visit and hopefully I can get you on again soon and talk about
I'd love to
Mexico.
come on. Whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about Mexico. You can talk we could talk about Ethiopia too.
Yeah. You know what? You sparked my interest before when you talked about that. I was like, oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to get you back on. So again, thanks again,
I'd love to.
Neil, for coming on. So thank you for listening or watching wherever you are to Truly Expat Travel podcast. And until next week, safe travels. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining me on the Truly Expat Travel podcast. If you liked this episode and you found it valuable, then why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe so that you don't miss an episode moving forward. I've got some amazing guests and some fantastic destinations coming up. But if this is the episode and this is the destination that you really want to go to, then I suggest you head over to trulyexpattravel.com where you'll find travel guides and deep dive into this sort of destination. If that's not what you want and you can't find an episode that is a destination you want to travel to, then head over and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok because I'm pretty sure you'll find something there. In the meantime, safe travels, and I'll see you next week.
Hey, it's Paula here. I just wanted to take a few seconds to say thank you. Thank you for listening to this show. It really does mean the world. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could leave us a review. It helps people find us, and honestly, it just keeps this podcast going. And if you're feeling extra generous, well, we have a buy me a coffee option. Every little bit helps me making episodes like this one.